Hey everybody, it's Daniel Simpkins. I'm speaking on behalf of myself and Jimmy Pearson to talk about our final project for Introduction to Graphics with Dr. TJ Yankin Kelly. So the image you see in front of you is what we attempted to do with this project. We wanted to do a 3D rendering of the Mini Cooper that we did in the assignments 3 and 4 in class, but we wanted to take this and implement it in WebGL. We wanted to be able to manipulate the model by using user input such as the keyboard and a button click. We wanted to load the car's geometry, place it in view, allow the user to move it forward and backwards and rotate it. And then we wanted to do texture and lighting, all of which you can see in this. This is the example provided by Dr. TJ. So what did we do? Well, we had a lot of trouble with this project. The first thing that we got loading eventually, after encountering a lot of problems, Dr. TJ suggested we just try to get something simple working. So we rendered this cube here, as you can see, and we were able to get the lighting and the textures to work on this. You can see it's toggling the lighting on and off and the textures. So we implemented that. We had to render the cube with hard-coded vertex and index information for WebGL. Finally, we got it to render correctly and respond correctly to our translations and rotations. And we were able to get the texture mapping and Phong lighting working. But when we tried to take this and apply it to our Mini Cooper model, we had a lot of problems. We were loading the car's geometry from a file input, and for some reason that wasn't working, so we even tried hard coding the vertex and index information in, and none of it worked. So what were the problems we encountered? Well, the first issue was when we were trying to do basic multiplications. Even something simple as this, we thought that WebGL did matrix multiplication, translations and rotations and stuff by itself, but you actually need some other modules to do that. We used the tool called Firebug to investigate our code. Firebug, you can see here, it's a nice JavaScript tool. It'll print out any console errors or warnings you have, and you can look at your JavaScript in here and see, and you can set breakpoints. It's a really nice tool, and that was really helpful. So we investigated some of the errors. We figured out that we needed these other modules, and we were able to get the stuff to load. We had some problems getting textures to load at first. It seemed we were getting random results, so we were going with very similar code to what we had done in assignment 4 with the code provided by Dr. TJ. We eventually modified and added some specific functions, and we got it to work. Let's see here. So the next problem, we encountered problems getting the car's geometry to render in WebGL. So we were loading the geometry from a file. I'll pull up our code over here. As we go down, let's see here, load menu geometry. So as you can see over here in this file, we have basically we're loading in all the file's geometry from a text file, and then we send it in as data to this function right here, and we parse through this data, and for all the vertices and indexes, we push them into these arrays, and then we push those into the vertex buffer objects and the index buffer object. Well, what we realized very late last night was that this if statement right here was essentially set to, it used to be set to if vals.length equals 8, because there should be 8 I guess vertices, if you will. You need 3 for the vertex info, 3 for the normal info, and then 2 for the text coordinates. But for some reason our file was adding an extra space at the end, and that was being read as an additional point in this array. So we had to change this to 9 and this to 4, and we got it to work. So Basically, it was a hack.